Yo, what's up, I'm Blue, keeping you subscribed and welcome to the content. Alright, so I'm gonna just come to this, statement, this fact, this truth is that freedom is not real. Freedom of speech is not real. Freedom of expression is not real. Freedom of anything. It's just an idea that's been created in our minds to make us feel that way. But powerful people in the world are still controlling us. There's still slavery. Not slavery as in, where you are slave to someone else or you are controlled by someone else. But in a way, we are controlled. In a way, we are still slaves. We are slaves to our jobs. We are slaves to money. We are slaves to entertainment. We are slaves to the internet, social media. The amount of time I've seen or heard people waste on these apps, on these websites, on these platforms is incredible. It's crazy because instead of using that platform to actually be able to create a certain type of living for yourself or like make it something where you benefit from it, like a lot of people just spend time consuming and wasting, and like it in a way they just look like they cannot survive without depending on what's going on the internet. So that's another thing that a lot of people are slaves to. They're slave to the society. They're slave to the matrix. They have to do certain types of things to be able to live a certain type of way or to survive a certain type of way. And we are just like unknown of this because it's like it's so normalized in a way that we just don't realize that we're not free. We don't realize that we are chained, and that's a bad thing because a lot of people out here just spew all this bullshit about being free and how people are allowed to say whatever they want, which is not true. You're not allowed to speak up against religion or have different point of views of religion. You're not allowed to speak up against the LGBTQ. You're not allowed to even give different views of it. You're not allowed to give or you can't say some racial slurs, which I understand because sometimes those sayings or words have deeper meaning and obviously might offend a specific type of people, like how white people are not allowed to say the N-word, and how if a white person had to say they dislike a black person, that'd be racist. But if it was the other way around, where black people have to say they don't dislike this specific race or that specific race, it's not really seen as something that, oh, you shouldn't be saying that, oh, that's racist, or you're not allowed to say that. Like, I don't understand the concept of how certain things are okay to do while other things are just wrong, and we can't even like give a specific different perspective of how other people are viewing it. And it just seems that everybody wants to have one train of thought, and that we are lied to. We are lied to with all these things that they distract us to tell us that we're free. With the government tells us we're free, the system, the matrix, with all these jobs and all these laws that they created. They created these laws, bro. They created these laws, all these moralities, all the crimes that that they have, that they uphold, that you're not allowed to disobey this type of laws and everything. And that's cool because I just learned to respect those things. But I also see that there are restrictions. There are restrictions, even though we live in a world where we lie to ourselves, where we are free. And you can never really be free. You will always be a slave. You will always be caged. You will always be chained to something, even if it's mentally, emotionally, financially, even if it's not physically. You don't have to literally be a slave. No, you just have that mentality or that mindset or that specific lifestyle or environment where you are caged or where you are locked down to something. You are like attached like a parasite to something that's just draining you every single day, making you miserable. That's one thing you gotta realize. You gotta realize that you can't be completely free. You can earn some freedom, but you can't be like completely free, like cut ties with everything that cages you. No. I've already come to an acceptance of that. I've already come to a realization that I can't be completely free. I can create a certain type of freedom. I can create financial freedom. I can create geographical freedom, meaning I can travel wherever I want. I can create freedom of eating whatever I want, going wherever I want, wearing whatever I want. But these certain types of things where you literally have no freedom, where you literally cannot go against, you get me, the way of thought, go against the morality that people have created, and go against what everybody else has come to normalize as something that should be seen like, okay, we can't really go against this because of how many people and how the generation has changed. And I'm cool with the generation always changing and growing and being better, but there's some things that just seem wrong, but everyone has just like forgot about it. Like how this hookup culture where people are just allowed to mess around with any other person, be like cheating and stuff, and not be loyal. And I just find that crazy how normal it is, and how people talk about it on the internet and make it seem like something that's just a regular everyday thing, where to me it's like, why? That's crazy. Why are people not able to stay loyal? Or if you can't be loyal, at least break up and then move on to another relationship, while in your mind or in your heart that I am free of any other restrictions or with being withheld in a relationship. to go on to the next, because people out here having 2 3 relationships, cheating and low key, and it's like wild to me. Like, bro, you are a slave. So I just wanted people to understand that freedom is not really there. It's not completely there. And you just gotta accept it because that's how the world works. And realize and figure out how to create your own freedom, how to create your own satisfactory, how to create your own joy with the restrictions that the world has. Other than that, God bless, have a nice life, and I'll see you when I see you. Bow.